What's up, you guys? Welcome to Fightful. It is December 3rd, 2025. I am Sean Rossap. It's a Wednesday, and you know what that really means. It's time to hump.
It's time to hump. The chat was saying it might be like a
Thanks
sour.
for interrupting me. Thanks for interrupting me.
You're welcome. I was just
It's
saying
time-
because
it's time
I was here on
to
time.
hump, period. Okay, now you can go.
I was just saying because you were late and I was here.
No.
The chat was saying like maybe it's like a sour hump. And I think everybody's been there before, right? There's been some times.
No, we only have sweet humps thanks to one of our lovely sponsors that really takes care of everybody that does humping around Fightful. But listen, if you guys want to do some humping, get those super chats in, get those humper chats in. There is truly no more interactive, exclusive wrestling news website than Fightful. Between our super chats and humper chats, we largely let that dictate this show, but we added Wrestle Votes Live on Mondays on Fightful Select. I'm doing a Q&A every week. We have Ask Grapsody on Thursdays. Like it's just a good time. And the Discord. If I find it very important, if we're going to be breaking news, that we specifically go out and find the answers to to things that our audience wants. So, by God, we're ready to hump. Oh my God. Sorry, this is football related. I was not logged into my Bengals account earlier.
Why?
And I was on this browser to my left as I was about to retweet our streams, and I saw that Deshaun Watson was designated for return.
Oh man.
I love it. I love it. They are getting no salary cap relief whatsoever. I
No,
can't
not even
wait.
a little.
I am so excited. Dropping an interview with the infantry this week, Kate, of which Sean Dean trolls myself and Carly Bravo about our favorite football teams. He's a Bears fan.
Well, the Captain Sean Dean and I have had a multi-year running bit because I was the only one out there campaigning extensively for the fact that he's beat MJF twice and he never got a title shot when MJF was champion. And I would just every week message it. And then I saw him on the Jericho cruise and he had his I beat MJF shirt and we took a picture together, which was fantastic. But two wonderful gentlemen, extremely entertaining as someone that was covering the ROH product for a long time. Like they were always bringing so much energy to a product that really needed it. And they're right to troll you about your football team, but mine's not doing
Oh, no,
much better.
not they, just Sean, because Carly is a Giants fan. But that was actually in addition to, but you guys can see that video up early on the Common Bengals W channel, where I just repurpose all of my football related wrestling connections for that. So you can see me trolling Baron Corbin, Johnny Gargano, Vic Joseph, Tommaso Ciampa. But I actually talked to him about the MJF thing, and Carly Bravo as well, of which technically has never lost to MJF.
He has not. Undefeated against MJF, in fact.
We also have an interview with MJF coming to Fightful. Whenever it is that he is back, that will drop on Fightful. Did that at WrestleCade. It was lovely meeting so many of you guys. But hey, if you're here, leave a thumbs up. I'll tell you a couple ways you can help Fightful without paying us anything. Leave a nice review on an audio platform. Don't care which one. It helps us a lot because we're a video first platform, so we don't get as many Apple reviews. You can head over to Fightful's Twitter and retweet the streams that we post. We get a lot of traffic coming from X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Or you can share this link as well, because when we do it, they're not kind to our algorithms and all that stuff. But oh man, Kate, TNA got a TV deal. It's great news. A significant, actual, big TV deal, Kate. I'll run through the very quick specifics before we get your thoughts. They have been on Access for a long time. They were on Destination America and Pursuit and Pop before that. Pop probably being the best one of them. They were actually the lead-in for Schitt's Creek, but it was before Schitt's Creek got wildly popular on Netflix. So Pop knew they had something special with that show. They had a nice little run on Pop, but ever since then, it was either treading water or just trying not to drown. They have built some really nice momentum this year with the TNA NXT partnership, and now they got an honest to God good TV deal. Now, people have said to me, Sean, you don't know how much money it is. How can you say it's a good TV deal? Here's how I can tell you, because it's not AMC or it's not Access. It is AMC, and if they are making the same amount of money on AMC as they are Access, it is by default better because they are seen in more homes. It will move from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. They will have a mixture of some live episodes and some taped episodes. There are a minimum number of live episodes they have to do. Fightful Select reported that. But there are some really great things about this deal, and I'm so happy for the talent of TNA. The talent and staff were telling me, clearly wanting it out there. Well, we hope our creative gets better. And this isn't me picking on Excalibur or Tommy Dreamer. I saw people immediately put their two pictures up there. What were your initial thoughts when you heard about the TV deal? John Alba, also shout out to him. He's been all over this for the last few weeks. He told me 3 weeks ago it was AMC, and he was right on the money. But after that long-winded description there, how are you feeling about this?
So I think anytime there's a deeper investment in a pro wrestling company from major entities, that's a good sign for the industry. So I'm excited for that. I hope what that means is that talent get paid. Like that's always where my head and heart go to, because there's been some people that have been very loyal to that brand that maybe necessarily don't have to be, like the Eric Youngs, the Steve Macklins of the world. Like I hope that they get rewarded for those things. There was so much talk about whether the TNA NXT partnership was going to continue with this, whether it was going to end with this, whether it was going to carry on to AMC. And I think the only kind of hesitation around it is I feel like wrestling is best when you have as many alternatives that function independently as possible. And right now, everybody is either purchased or aligned really by one of the two major companies except MLW and NWA. MLW being much more thriving than they're getting credit for from a public perception aspect, probably. So the only thing that you kind of think about in those terms is you don't want everybody in like Jets and Sharks world. I think it's good when these companies kind of stand alone. So how that shakes out, I think is going to be interesting, because there's not an obvious and clear third man up in that regard. A couple years ago, I probably would have said it was GCW. That feels like it's kind of calmed down in a way. So, but where there's opportunity for certain brands to elevate, that also means there's opportunity for other promotions to step into the spotlight that was there in that way. So I'm excited for what this means for wrestling. I'm very excited for TNA and the TNA talent, especially, but they also have to put on a product that people want to watch, and LOL TNA is not the way to do it. They get a lot of engagement and traction off of making decisions like that, but sometimes you need to reward your viewers and your talent in that way. And hopefully the stability that this provides will mean that they're not giving title runs to people who are leaving the company in a few months, and that they can have a clearer vision of what their product is going to look like moving forward.
In some ways, they might not have had necessarily a choice. They were signing people to 1-year deals because people were not willing to sign those long-term deals. I actually do think it's good that they've been signing short-term deals. I don't think it's good when you let people like the Inspiration have their deals lapse, and AEW starting a tag team division. Now, clearly, if AEW wanted them, they would have went out and got them, but that didn't end up happening, so it seems like smooth sailing there. Fightful Select also reported they are going to have a number of conversations with talent this week, because they have, by my count, 15 to 20 talent that I know of that have either no contracts, their contract just came up, or their contract is coming up. And there was at least one of those talent that I spoke with and said, yeah, and I didn't want to talk to them until after the TV deal, because like they would have probably tried to say wait until the TV deal. AEW did that with a few talent. Like I know
Sure.
that with Brian Cage, it was well wait till we get the TV deal and then we can talk, et cetera, et cetera. But or about like renegotiating or whatever. But I think that this is such a great move for TNA, and TNA is just the company that would not die. They should have been dead a number of times, and I'm so glad that they're not. Do I wish they were still on the financial level that they were 15, 16 years ago? Yes, I do. Because I think that wrestling needs that. It was really nice for that couple year period where there was WWE and AEW. Then there was ROH right there handing out still some full-time deals. It was funny. There were some people getting full-time money and then holding down day jobs as well because the schedule was so favorable. And people were able to go back and forth with New Japan. New Japan is not a realistic option for a lot of English speaking wrestlers anymore. They don't have the strong brand. They're not paying out a lot of money. TNA, it's here and there. MLW, they're trying to get a TV deal, but their contracts are notoriously low. So right now, the two games in town from a pretty optional standpoint are WWE and AEW, and I want TNA to be that option as well. I look at guys like the Rascals, and I'm like, I can't believe AEW hasn't picked up all four of them to put in their trios and tag division. And if you're AEW, maybe you look at them and say, yeah, maybe we do now. Maybe we
Sure.
do now, because that is a big hit to your competition and a big boost to your division. So I am really interested in how all of this plays out. Kate, I'm baffled by one thing specifically besides the Mike Santana thing. Fightful Select spoke to people in the company that claimed that the dark period after Bound for Glory was like a budget thing and planning for the deal to be announced. But like, if you can't plan for the deal to be announced while running just your tape shows, I don't know what you're doing here. To me, if you had to go dark for budget reasons, why would you have not done it from this past Thursday through like, I don't know, Christmas? Because you had Thanksgiving on a Thursday, you had Christmas on a Thursday, you got New Year's Day on a Thursday where there's going to be a lot of a lot of football and stuff like that. Like, why would you have not during that like 5-6 week period and then use that amount of time to one, get all your deals squared away
Sure.
and also save yourself that money at the end of the year, which is a very common thing that you and I both see from a business perspective as we're like doing things. People are either burning through their budget that they've saved or looking to advance it some more. Doing it right after Bound for Glory seemed weird to me, Kate.
Yeah, especially with the booking decision that came from Mike Santana right after he finally got his moment. I think that was even more confusing. I tend to look at things through a public relations lens because that's how I was trained. And when I look at you immediately cooling off a product that you're announcing a major TV deal for, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. This time of year is quiet. I think what you want is white hot momentum going into that, and you need the weeks of programming that they took off to help kind of sustain that. The talent all tweeting like side eyes emoji stuff. Like there's something that really negates how organic the momentum can feel when you then force it, and then you're also forcing it vaguely, right? So between the off kilter taping schedule and not capitalizing on when people would be kind of tuned out anyway as a budget saving measure, that is a perplexing one. I also just don't buy it. I don't buy that you're getting this cash infusion on the horizon. Likely, like even if it's not a huge number, it's probably more than you've gotten so far. And you have all these other resources, and you are currently on a taped schedule anyway. So I don't buy that it's budget reasons that you had to shut down during that time period. That seems very, very odd to me. And also makes me question, like, if you're cutting these types of deals, but you don't have the budget to run out the end of the year, what negotiations were you in? Because that makes all the desperation very one-sided, right? So it definitely was an odd one right after you crowned your world champion to just not have him defend it, and then to have him lose it in the way that he did so unceremoniously boggles the mind.
Yeah, and when I was speaking to John Alba, he goes, "Man, I think what they want to do is give him another crowning moment when they start the show. Like that's what they want to do." And I'm like, okay. When does JDC get his title shot? Like I know it's like upon his retirement, which again, shout out to the former
February?
Fandango. I'm hoping that I can interview him ahead of that because what a lovely guy he is. But listen, I'll tell you something that's budget conscious, Kate.
What's that?
NordVPN.com/Fightful. We got a lot of people saying, oh no, a lot of the WWE content's going to be gone off Peacock soon. Well, I'll tell you a way to be able to maximize the content that you can watch. That's NordVPN.com/Fightful. There's a whole lot of people saying, oh no, what's going on with Triller and all this stuff and AEW and their pay-per-views. I'll tell you what's going to help you save no matter what. NordVPN.com/Fightful. Watch all WWE content with one Netflix subscription and even John Cena's final match on YouTube with NordVPN.com/Fightful. You subscribe, get a 2-year plan plus 4 extra months free. Log in. You get one subscription gets like up to 10 devices. So you're good for the whole house. Any device, any operating system. You change your virtual location where? Anywhere. I usually pick one that has English speaking languages just because it's an easier transition. And then you're going to be able to watch all that stuff. You're going to be able to get pay-per-views at a much more affordable rate thanks to this. I don't know what the UFC pay-per-view situation is overseas, but we are about to get them all on Paramount Plus. So if you still got to buy pay-per-views over there, just use the NordVPN and get Paramount Plus and get them like that. It's going to be loaded. NordVPN.com/Fightful has so many more benefits than I can even mention during this read. And the good part is you can go right over there, choose your plan, and it will come up with like the 4 big options. There's basic at $288 a month, there's plus at $375, complete at $472, and prime at $664. That is less than one of those subscriptions that it will be saving you along the way. And it has everything from the secure fast VPN at $288 a month and a 30-day money back guarantee, all the way up to that prime that has cloud storage, Nord Protect, scam call protection, everything. We are so proud to be working with NordVPN. Look at this. Greg Cherry just got NordVPN and already love it. Love it, man. Absolutely love it. Just big fan.
I also genuinely just love it because I'm so sick of logging into 47 different
Yes.
platforms. So like the amount that it also cuts out of login fatigue, I always push that when I'm doing these reads because I'm so annoyed. I was just listening to Wrestling with Freddie to support Cardoza, even though he left us. But Freddie Prinze Jr. was just saying this ESPN app is tough to deal with.
It's not bad.
Like,
it's not good. It's not good.
He was so annoyed by it. And I was like, Cardoza, you know where to tell Freddie Prinze to go. It's just NordVPN.
Oh,
Fightful, man.
So I made the mistake of trying to watch Survivor Series after the fact on the ESPN app, and it lasted me like I got halfway through the first or through the women's War Games match because the fast forward feature is not good, and also if I didn't have Hulu, like, okay, here's what happened. I watched it on Hulu on my TV at first, and then I was like, okay, let me see how it works on PC. Because even though I'm using Netflix with NordVPN, I've got to have an idea of how this other stuff works because it's my job to know how this stuff works. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find Survivor Series on ESPN. I didn't know. I found articles. I found a lot of stuff like that. They don't make it easy, but fortunately, we write articles for that as well. But by God, NordVPN.com/Fightful. Let's get to your super chats and humper chats. And Tim Traver, you know what, Tim? I'm going to throw up that banner for you. The Diecast Collective from Tim Traver. And we are going to roll that because you sent just an incredible super chat. I want to give you all cash. Happy holidays from everyone from Fightful. Tim, I just want to say I hope you have a lovely Christmas. If you guys like die-cast cars of anything or anything of that sort, Tim has a Facebook and a YouTube that he utilizes, and just one of our greatest supporters and just a lovely guy. We're just So proud of the relationship we have with him. And listen, you guys sending super chats and humper chats, that is outside of Fightful Select our probably number 2, number 3 revenue driver, because we are sponsor and direct to consumer based. We ain't making money off clicks, buddy.
No.
It ain't working that way. Matthew Hooks of Hooked In Voiceovers, who sponsored the Fightful Awards in the past, is he sponsored this year?
Yes, he is.
Okay, good.
I can name them all off the top of my head at this point.
NordVPN is one of them as well. He says with AEW, it feels like a lot of people are benched. Do you see a major roster turnover happening? There are 20, 30 people I haven't seen forever. I hate that, Kate. Like, I hate how many people get benched in AEW. Like, why do we need to see... If Keith Lee is healthy, why is he on the bench? If Britt Baker is healthy, why is she still on the bench? People can say, she's not good at wrestling. Show me now that she's still not like that last year, after 1 year of an absence and having some incredible health issues, is why not? Why hasn't Deanna been on the show in the tag team division? What? She told me the other day, if not Taya, I would team with Britt. Okay, great. Ready-made team right there. Why is Camille sidelined for a year? What did she do to get sidelined for a year? What's going on here? Why did Scorpio Sky miss like 3 years of his career? Like, that's the thing about AEW, where I think that people like do one thing that peeves somebody off and you don't see them again for the prime of their career. And it's frustrating to me.
There's a few things with that too. Like, it's so odd to me because I felt like in early AEW days, when it was just Dynamite, no Rampage, no Collision, their talent rotation was awesome, and it would keep you from getting burned out on stories because you would see them more on an every other week basis instead of constantly all the time. And they would do these little things that would just tide you over. Like, somebody would be in a press box and they'd get attacked, and that would be all you would see of that story for that week, and then they would expand on it the following week. Now they have more TV time and seemingly less talent rotation, and as someone of the ROH like fan, the ROH fan inside of me is just dying for them to also use that for a place for younger talent to be able to thrive. Like, the fact that it's just kind of a place for dark matches to happen, and they have this slice and dice around Collision model. It doesn't work from the product perspective, which I used to complain about every Thursday on this very channel. But it also, I think, is holding a lot of your talent back, because that could be such a great way to go for these younger talent that you want to see thrive, but you have to put some effort into it if they're going to thrive. If you want them to learn how to get good at this, you have to give them good creative to go along with it. So I'm with you. I don't know if it leads to massive turnover roster wise, because they've been so injury bitten as well. You need that depth there, but there are certainly missed opportunities across the board. And I think people would get less burned out on the product if they rotated the talent better.
Pete Norma says, SRS, may Gabagool be with you. I know you've had some hard times. Thank you so much. He says, Kate, no Gabagool for you because you got Tendy shamed into a life of veganism. Ugh. The rest of you people, let's crank. Deshaun Watson sucks. Yes, he does suck. He's the worst. Oh,
Fightful Award sponsor, Meet Normus, by the way.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
I love it. Meet Normus is such a great guy. Like, listen, I am going to make a trip. I don't travel that much these days. I got to have this man's cooking. I gotta know the right time of year to visit that area, go on a little trip, do all that stuff. After, like, he's hyped himself up. Like, what if I get there and it's not good, Meet Normus? What if the meat doesn't satisfy?
Why are you giving him insecurities? That's so
I don't know.
mean.
What if his meat that has my mouth watering right now does not satiate the appetite?
I don't know. Like, I would be worried about certain performance aspects. You know what I mean? I would need help with that.
We'll get to that later. Book Elimination Chamber with 6 Christmas characters and the best Christmas movie. I am a big unconventional Christmas movie guy, and Home Alone is my favorite. But I want to have a conversation with you, Kate. But I'm not going to ask you how old you are, but we're near the same age.
Yes.
I get flack for this, especially from my wife, because I claim that Toy Story is a Christmas enough movie.
No.
No?
No.
Okay,
No, but I'm
people.
also of the belief that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. So you're even
Well,
stretching
well,
beyond that.
well. All due respect, you're fucking dumb. All due respect. I said with all due respect first. He's at a Christmas party. Merry Christmas. Now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho. The Run DMC, Christmas music, all that. Now let me make my case for Toy Story. And those of you who grew up and were around and awake in 1995 understand the Christmas blitz of 1995. It was all the Toy Story stuff was hot Christmas material. Burger King had, Christmas material with Toy Story out there. The last scene of the movie is a Christmas scene. And you're counting the last scene was like 30 seconds. No, I'm not, Greg Cherry, because here's what we're going to do. And my wife hated that she told me this. Andy from Toy Story's birth date. You're going to type that into Google right now. Now,
I'm gonna?
No, not I'm gonna. It is widely accepted that Andy from Toy Story's birthday is late November. Late November, which is the start of the Christmas season.
Oh, brother. So because
No, Issa,
birthday?
no. Sorry, I didn't mean to dox
Yes, you did.
Demon Diva. Yeah, I
Yes,
did.
you
Yeah,
did.
I did. Acknowledge
Like,
Toy Story is a Christmas movie.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because nobody's like, oh, it's the Christmas season. Let's sit around and watch Toy Story. That never happens. The plot is not Christmas driven.
Cincinnati is bringing Toy Story Orchestra to this. I'm going to watch it.
Okay. It's not a
Toy
Christmas
Story
movie. There's
Orchestra.
nothing Christmas driven about it.
Yes, there is.
That is an all year round movie.
It can be, sure. Because it's the best Christmas movie. Home Alone, very clearly a Christmas movie. I do not understand how people can say that it is, it is. I don't know how anybody can say it's not a Christmas movie.
Because it's not. It has nothing to do with Christmas. That's how. You also didn't answer the chat. We were asked to book a very specific.
I know. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it. I had a Facebook comment criticizing me for shitting on people's fantasy bookings. Hey, buddy, look at me. Look at me. It ain't fantasy booking when a wrestling news page is claiming Jon Moxley was under the mask at Survivor Series. It's just fucking stupid. Okay? Look at me. It's just fucking stupid that somebody would say, well, it's got to be Jon Moxley. Change my mind. All right, I'll change your mind. He's under contract for the next 2 years. Bobby Clark, I didn't delete anything. But yes, you are fucking stupid if you don't understand why me, a wrestling news account, is debunking fake wrestling news on Facebook. I do not debunk people's fantasy booking. There is nothing fantasy. How do I know it wasn't? Because he's under contract. It was someone booking Edge for Cena's opponent. Well, here's another one. Look at this one. He's under contract. You fucking dope. He is under contract. You absolute turnip. Put yourself back in the ground, bury yourself, and wait until you grow up to be a smarter turnip. It was a fantasy. I'll tell you my fantasy. For dipshits like you to stay away from my page. Go away. Leave. He is under contract.
There's also like a difference between fantasy booking and pretending something is like leading someone to believe that it's news in that way, which I think is the important part.
Let's address this. Do you not know what the word fantasy means? He literally
I don't
used
know what the word
like,
fantase
I know what
means.
the word fantasy means. It's what you do when you think of yourself with any reasonable human being for longer than 5 minutes.
Also,
What if? And then I said, what if? There is no what if. It can't happen. He's under contract. They did not approach AEW. Let's book the Elimination Chamber with Christmas characters. Anywho, okay, what are we going for? Like realistic, like competitors? Or is it okay? There, from a realism standpoint, Santa from Violent Night has to be in there. If we're talking about formidable opponents, if we're booking for the sake of entertainment, like he has got to be like among the top. Like it is.
I'm just gonna time out this dumb. Sorry, I can't anymore.
Somebody's saying I'm getting rage baited. Listen, buddy, look at what's going on here. I think I won that round. So,
Once you start like calling people names over wrestling stuff, you're blocked. I'm on this show today. Sorry.
So, anywho, Santa from Violent Night 2 has got to be up there. Like that one's one of them for me. But I'm going to give you guys an underrated one. As I look up her name for sure. Where do we got here? Where do we have? Okay. Rebecca Grinch from the night before, played by Alana Glazer, because she combined all the villain aspects of Hans Gruber, of the Grinch, of the Sticky and Wet Bandits, and used that to kind of troll everybody there. Like that's a good one. Turbo Man got to be in.
I was gonna say Arnold Schwarzenegger for sure from Jingle All the Way. Like that's like that's a layup. That's a layup right there.
Turbo Man got to be in the running. Throw some names out there, Kate. Don't leave me hang with dead air here.
I'm gonna say the Grinch because he's got a great face turn. If it's gonna be something that's story driven, there.
True, and he's got a manager too.
Not Christmas. He does have a manager right there. Kevin Garifo, who I know, actually pointing out that Hulk Hogan was in Santa with Muscles, which is
no.
Fantastically terrible Christmas movie. Oh, what should I say, Mrs. Potato Head? Because Toy Story is such a Christmas movie.
You should
get out of town and take a bus.
You should. Buster the dog, who was a Christmas gift, mind you.
It's not a Christmas movie. There's nobody in Elf that I would take. Nobody in Rudolph. That one's terrible. Oh, the evil.
Whoa, hold on. Nobody from Rudolph. Wasn't there a Yeti in that?
Ugh, I don't want like a lumbering guy in my Elimination Chamber match. Just
you know what? Okay.
There's some freaks on the island of Misfit Toys though. They might be fun to throw in there. I'm trying to think.
One of the Gremlins, perhaps.
Perhaps.
The elf from Bad Santa.
I think the elf from Bad Santa for sure.
Listen, because of elves, you could do a whole minis Elimination Chamber as well. Like you could like that would, you wouldn't have men's and women's. You'd have the Elimination Chamber and the minis. So you would have the Bad Santa elf. You would certainly, you'd have to have Will Ferrell in the minis match, even though he doesn't belong in the minis.
There it is. I like that. I'll throw the weird evil magician guy from Frosty in there too. Because like I feel like that's not Muda Mist, but it's like along the same lines, what he's doing there with his opponents. So I think that would spice it up a little bit.
Nicole Kidman from Eyes Wide Shut.
Shonda. Enough out of you.
Just more Nicole Kidman, please. Like some more of that. Oh man, somebody said Ralphie from A Christmas Movie. I hate A Christmas Movie. I think it sucks. I think it's overrated. A lot of people don't know it's like one of many movies in like a series of that family, and it's like the 5th best movie of that family. But
It's a Christmas story, first of all, and as someone whose family has a leg lamp proudly on display in the front window of their home. It's not even my favorite. We just have a window that like begged for it to be there. So we have the leg lamp. Um here's the thing with the Christmas story. It's fine. I don't think we need a marathon it every year, every Christmas Eve. It doesn't need to be marathoned at us. That's a little much.
I've got the wild card. I want Samantha James from Just Friends, played by Anna Faris. She's going to bring weapons in there. She's going to bring guitars. Like, she's going to be a formidable opponent.
I don't like your definition of Christmas movies. You're like,
what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are you
like
kidding me? He's home for Christmas break. What?
I feel like a Christmas movie is something just happening in the general
You're
Christmas
out
time
of your mind. They're singing Christmas carols.
It doesn't like I don't think Christmas movie when I think Just Friends though.
Guys, back me up on this. Like, what are we doing? Are you gonna say Bad Santa isn't a Christmas movie?
What bad what?
Bad Santa?
Santa, yes.
You say Love Hard isn't a Christmas movie? You've seen that one? That's an underrated one. That's a good one.
I guess what I'm thinking of, like, just bunch of sellouts in the chat. Bunch of sellouts.
Well, I'll tell you who I've sold out to.
Who'd you sell out to?
My wonderful friends at Aura Frames. If you want a gift for any occasion, but especially Christmas, we've got the right gift for you. Aura Frames, and right now you can get a great deal on their Carver mat. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com and get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver mat frames by using the promo code FIGHTFUL at checkout. It's been named #1 by Wirecutter. That's AURA frames.com, promo code FIGHTFUL. This deal is exclusive to our listeners, and they sell out fast. Order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Now, this thing is fantastic. You get unlimited free photos and videos. You download the Aura app. You connect to Wi-Fi. You can preload photos before it even ships, and you can keep adding them anytime, anywhere. You can also personalize your gift. Like you can add a message to it even before it arrives, and you can keep adding gifts from adding pictures, messages from your phone all year long. Each frame comes packaged in a premium gift box with no price tag on it. This is a beauty. I got this for my mom. I wanted her to share some of the memories of some of the family members that we've lost over a couple of years. So I know it's going to make an impact. I know it's going to be a great gift. I know it's going to be something that she treasures for as long as she has it. Aura Frames, AURA frames.com.
35 bucks off is a nice chunk of change too. That's all I'm saying.
And I'll be real. Like they're sponsoring every show that we do this month. And that is a first at Fightful. I'm so flattered by that and love Aura Frames. JC Wolfwood says, not sure if it was you I heard this from, but the C2 has made it clear that Claudio is AEW's Scott Hall. I didn't say that, but I kind of see that from a booking perspective.
Sure.
Certainly better in the ring, but like man, if Claudio had the riz of one Scott Hall, I think he'd be probably wearing every championship possible right now. But I definitely think that he is there from that, there on that level. Oh boy. Pat intimated on PMS that he's not under his contract with WWE. Any idea on this? Well, I don't know if it is that time of the month for him. As this
Sean
comment intimates.
I think it stands for Pat McAfee Show.
Oh. I thought he was joining like Jacqueline and Meat and Terry Runnels. I'll find out. Pat McAfee doesn't like check his DMs these days, but I'll see what I can find out.
I don't blame him.
Josh Morgan, thank you very much for the super chat. We greatly appreciate. I think WWE ID wrestlers and Evolve has had some success for wrestlers. Zeta had TV time, plus her indie matches sure help with ROH. Cartwheel over in AAA. I love Jack Cartwheel. That guy is so good. He has been a really great success story. Kate, any standouts here for you?
Yeah, so Sean Legacy for sure is a name that people have mentioned, and there's
Met
a
him this weekend.
few. He is fantastic, and
He is.
Jack Hartwheel is also a great shout because he had been doing great work even before he was signed to Evolved. He had some ROH appearances. He's fantastic, and the reason I think I'm kind of leaning toward those men's names is when I watch NXT, I feel like that men's singles division is still a little thin. It's getting stronger, but there are some people that I'm like, I don't understand why they're on Evolve and not on NXT right now because they could use some of the help. So certainly Jack Cartwheel is fantastic, and Sean Legacy has been only impressive in the things that I've seen from him. It's been pretty brilliant.
I got to interview a few of the people in the match and that were sort of named along the way, but I spoke to Eric Ademia, who was in the WWE ID women's title match. And it's like that match. I wasn't familiar with Shannon, but Lainey Luck, Eric Ademia, Brittany Brooks, Notorious Mimi, Tiara James, all people I've been mentioning on Q&As. Right now, the indies are far more robust with women that are ready to be signed than men, and it ain't even close. There are probably 4 or 5 women for every guy right now, because like, and quite frankly, WWE knows and feels like from a women's perspective, they can pick them up off the indies and teach them how to wrestle how they want. So there's a lot of people to be looking out for.
Kendall Gray, of course, is a name that I don't know
Oh
why.
my gosh.
She's unbelievable. I think she'll be on NXT sooner than later, like full time. She's already kind of transitioned there.
Callie Armstrong is one of the leaders in the Fightful Award voting right now, which, by the way, guys, if you subscribe, you get full access to voting in the Fightful Awards. There are going to be benefits for subscribers. It is open-ended. Also, we're going to have weighted votes because there will be some free votes. But listen, pay us money and your votes count more. That's the way that a democracy should work. I guess that's kind of how it does work.
I was going to say, well, I don't know about that part, but for wrestling awards, I think that works. But like, if you want to sponsor the Fightful Awards, you can just email me.
Yeah. New Lack City says, question for his Fightful crush, Kate, puppet or nah?
Do you have a crush on me or the puppet? That's what I want to know. Because she's right here. She can appear at any given time. She's like Joe Hendry. Like, if you say her name, she'll appear.
Felt will have a whole new meaning if he's got a crush on a puppet.
She's right here. I feel so bad now that I'm not on Mondays for another couple weeks. But Alex is it's just him and Alexi doing the show back there. And he's like, my arm gets tired, man. We're just out here like.
We did have an exit survey that said that they canceled Select because you weren't on the Monday shows anymore.
I'll be back. Someone's got to rein him in. You know what I'm saying?
New Lack City says, super excited to see what TNA will be like on AMC. Best of luck to both of them. Question, what's more annoying? IWC trolls that try to pit TNA against AEW in bad faith, or people rooting for Paramount to buy WBD just to cancel AEW? It's ridiculous. I'm not sure why people think that Paramount would cancel WBD. Why would they? Over 125 hours of original run program. There's like, it's a lot of content. I mean, no, more than that, 200 hours, I think, of content per year, of which AEW covers the production costs of. I would say the latter, because naturally wrestling companies will be pitted against one another no matter what. The latter is just rooting for something to die, which is very lame.
Yeah, I think all of it's really corny, and there's something beautiful about that. But whenever you're rooting for wrestlers to lose jobs, you've now moved away from being a wrestling fan, and I think that's really stupid. But
as do I. Greg Cherry says, any truth to the rumor of them not doing surprises at the Rumble this year? Also, Last Christmas is a dumbass song. Yes, it is. It is a dumbass song.
I hate that song.
The worst is the one from Wings, that Christmas time song. Oh my God. It's just them saying the same shit.
Oh, yeah.
5 minutes.
I was asking before you got here. I was like asking for people's go away heat for holiday songs. Cause I like Little Drummer
terrible.
Boy can get out of here. Do you hear what I hear? Can get out of here. Like, I don't want any of it.
There's a guy who I follow on Instagram, and his whole bit is just singing songs as if if they were British, and he sang "All I Want for Christmas is Beans," and I was pretty happy about that. So the natural rumor about Royal Rumble is, oh my gosh, they can't put him on a plane. It will leak to people like me. It always leaks to people like me. What are you talking about?
I don't know if you've been here recently, but
only Jordan Grace was smart enough to say, hey, I'll just give you an interview if you don't report that. And I go, bet. But there are ways around it, Kate. Hear me out. Now, not all of these are good ideas, but they are ideas for surprise Royal Rumble entrants.
Okay, I'm listening.
And all of them would rationally be on a plane to there anyway. Corey Graves, cleared. Abyss, probably not possible. He's a lot smaller now. Wade Barrett would be a great one.
Sure.
Adam Pearce, not going to happen. Road Dogg, not going to happen. But in Saudi, oh, they'd love it. Nick Aldis would be a really great one. Like him eliminating Drew. Jamie Noble and Drake Maverick, not going to happen. Sean Daivari, don't think that it would, hit the same. Hurricane, I feel like they've done it a few too many times. Petey Williams is an underrated one that I think would be good. But hear me out. Funaki. Give me Funaki.
I think there's I don't know what the Hall of Fame plans are, but that's a sneaky way to get people over there too, is to say like someone wanted to be there for somebody's induction to
this is Royal
help
Rumble.
Masquerade stuff. Oh
this
yeah, no, what am I saying? That's silly of me. I take it all back. What a dumb idea.
Also, Fallah Bah to pretend he's Yokozuna for the
perfect.
Yeah. Do you expect Punk to be out till January, and is he actually hurt? I think that it was a kayfabe thing. I think because they already announced him for a match. Why would they announce him for a match if they thought that he would be hurt? You know what I mean? Also, R.I.P. Larry. It's a bummer.
Ugh, the worst.
He clearly adored that dog. Michael says, I'm a teacher at my prep and my door's open. Should have known better. Oh, buddy. I will either not drop F-bombs or I will drop 10 in a show. That's the...
Yeah. Sean and I are not the most like appropriate / non-cursing duo that you'll have.
I feel comfortable yelling in the vicinity of Kate as well. So there's
that. That's fair. That's fair.
Long-time listener, first-time caller, says James. Is Roman Cody 3 just WWE's attempt to force this generation's Rock Austin? James of Manchester. Well, I know all he wants for Christmas is beans. That's for damn sure. But what he's likely to get is Roman Cody. I just see the clear path to Roman and Braun and Punk and Cody, and I think that's what it should be. I think it is infinitely more interesting because by the time the next WrestleMania rolls around, Rollins is back in the fold. Obafemi's going to be a thing. Like, just do these two matches while you can, especially Punk and Cody.
Yeah. So first of all, thanks for chatting for the first time. We definitely appreciate that.
For sure.
Cody and Roman feels very forced for a couple of reasons. One, I think most people look at that and say, oh, they don't look at those two matches and say, what a great booking decision all around. They look at those and say they had a moment with Cody and a rubber chicken and then they redeemed it later. But I also felt like that match was the second match rather, was such a completion to the story that was told that we don't have to revisit that just a year later. Like that seems silly to me. So I have no real interest in seeing that. I get why, but with Punk and Cody, like I've just been rooting for CM Punk to turn heel since he's come back to AEW because I think he's infinitely more interesting, and a catchphrase Punk guy does not work for me. Like, oh boy, it's great to be here. That's not who he is. We know.
I don't like that.
We know what's lurking in CM Punk, and it's a heel turn against Cody Rhodes. Give us that.
I've never liked that catchphrase. It's convoluted. It's cheap. Like,
yeah,
Cody's is a little more to the point. What do you want to talk about? All right, cool.
Yeah, and Cody, that's also, it feels like it works with the wrestler he is and the archetype that he fills, where Punk is, it seems like the anti to that, or the Punk that we've known to this point.
Oh, I am ready
for him.
I am ready for Cody to say that he is everything that CM Punk has always claimed to be, and that he went out and proved it while CM Punk sat on his ass. And
Boom.
then after Cody left, CM Punk tried to tear down a thing that he created and had to come running back to WWE. I want to see that.
Salivating for that story.
Roman Cody 3, it is a rubber match, but I don't see people clamoring for that. Down the line, sure, but not right now.
Nope.
Oh, man. Brian more or less says, Sean, you're on your own with this one. Well, you just don't enjoy Toy Story then. Think Theory could be with Seth instead of Heyman. Yeah, actually, I do think that Theory could be with Seth instead of Heyman. I think that Heyman could be telling the truth, and Seth doesn't have anything to do, or he doesn't have anything to do with that. And it's Theory still serving as Seth's guy, because he was his guy at one point. What do you think, Kate?
I think it would be an interesting story possibility. I think for the long-term plan of getting Austin Theory maybe on a more consistent track that he's been, it might suit him better to be with Paul Heyman, because I think that's working out tremendously for Braun Breaker. Like I think people being kind of raised under him is a good call. So I feel like story-wise it could go either way, but I think in the purposes of making Austin Theory a viable competitor here, you probably stick him with Paul Heyman.
What men's and women's main versus NXT matches do you want to see at Saturday night's main event?
Ooh.
I'll give you a moment to think, but Javon Evans against literally anybody is an option. I would like to see Javon Evans against Braun Breaker. That's what I would like to see. I think they would have a great contrast of styles. I would like to see Oba Femi against another big meaty son of a bitch, like Oba Femi and like Rusev or somebody like that. Sheamus.
But he's injured. Yeah.
So Oba Femi versus Sheamus is one that I would like to see. I'm a big JC Jane guy. I always have been, but her against anybody would be ideal. Zaruka in a tag team match against, any two people would be good. Again, Kelly Armstrong, put her against a super worker and show what she can do. And I think that Triple H would probably be like, oh, okay, it's maybe we just fast track her type of thing.
I would add Blake Monroe versus Tiffany Stratton to it. Just do that. Like I think that could be something that would be very fun. It's kind of tricky because I feel like with Oba Femi, he should be ultra protected. So he would have to be someone that I feel like goes over, which would be interesting. But he's been so great in so many different contexts. But I think like big guy versus big guy is the way to go with him. I would also like to see Ethan Page just get a main roster rep in there too. And I'm trying to think of who against, but
Chelsea's been pushing it. Chelsea pushes it all the time. She is not shy to push anything. So.
And I would do Julius Creed versus Tavion Heights because I want to see Julius Creed in action so bad, and him and Tavion would just put on a clinic, I think.
DNC Digital says, thank you for this. Love how weird wrestling is. Cool Fool says, thoughts on Jey Uso yeeting during War Games? I think I'm becoming a grumpy millennial thinking yeeting is WWE's version of 6'7". Well, I am of the belief that 6'7" is very harmless. Like, we're talking about that as opposed to what happened when I was a teenager and we were running around screaming skeet, 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 which radio stations and parents didn't know what that meant. A little bit different, right? Like, a little more harmless than skeet, skeet, skeet. But here's where I fell on this, and I said this on my bonus review. It's not for me, but it's very clearly for someone. There is a very large audience that likes this kind of thing, and I can't sit here and say it's wrong. It is the most clear indication of the Snakes and Sparklers reference, of which I have brought up on this show a number of times. Sometimes other people want other things, and that's fine, and that's who that's for. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, it was the worst thing ever. Did I think it made sense? No. Did I like it? No. But a whole lot of other people did like it.
I'll sit here and say it's the worst thing ever. I hated it. You asked for my opinion, not the opinion of the people. So there's a few reasons I really didn't like it. One, in a War Games match, I felt like neither the men's or women's match had the vitriol and animosity that warranted War Games anyway, and then you stop mid-match to yeet. I was so put off by that. But the other thing I'll say is, like, a month ago, we got this promo where Jey Uso said, "I'm more than a catchphrase and an entrance," and they've just been shoving that down our throats, like his catchphrase and his entrance. So they either need to pay that off in story, which they might do. But when you pause a War Games match to yeet on top of a cage,
I didn't like it.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Tim McFalls is a bit late to the party, but here to support Kate. She needs it since Sean's Bengals are going to win the division. This is a wrestling show with the Fightful Awards voting underway. Who are your picks for the top awards? So what I won't do is tell you guys specifically who is in the lead, but I'll give you some of the favorites if we can. But Kate, do you want to address the Bengals resurgence and the fact
no,
that
I don't. No.
the fact that no matter what happens, they're gaining a little bit on the Ravens or Steelers because they face each other twice in the last end of the season?
No, I don't want to address it, but since I'm being forced to, I can't wait for the Steelers to go 10-6 and lose the wild card game. That's going to be great. As I'm so used to happening, which is awful, but I actually really like Joe Flacco, so I was happy to see him do well, and I'm glad for Joe Burrow. But man, I would imagine if I was a Bengals fan, I'd be very frustrated by the fact that my team lost 5 games where I scored more than 30 points, because I'd be looking at that being like, where could we be if we had made just a couple of offseason adjustments and had better coaching?
If they had anything better than the worst statistical defense in NFL history, they would be tied for first place right now, and that's frustrating. So, listen, I'm very proud that every year our awards are kind of all over the map. Like, it's not like all AEW, all WWE, anything like that. New Japan won last year. Like I think Suri won an award last year, but they're definitely more AEW heavy this year. AEW seemed to have had the more satisfying creative year. You know the drill. Whether it was WWE or AEW getting more awards than the other, when those announcements come out, you're going to see people say, "Oh my God, on the payroll.
Yes, our voter awards. Subscriber-driven voted awards.
Of which I do not tell people when they were nominated, because I caught somebody stuffing the ballot box. Caught another person this year stuffing the ballot box. Caught it again. But here are some favorites right now. John Moxley, Hangman Page, Cody Rhodes, as Bandito, men's overall performer of the year. Goto got some votes as well. I won't go into match of the year because there are a couple that were up there, but one is sort of running away with it. Women's in-ring, there are some really close ones at the top. There's Mercedes, Toni Storm, and Io Sky for a lot of the women's awards right now. They are really duking it out right now. They are really, really at it. The Tag Team of the Year award is getting to be a slugfest. The closest one, and I'm very proud of this, is the Big Boss Man Memorial Hater of the Year award. That is, to me, our premium award. And right now, Drew McIntyre, Naomi, who missed a lot of this year, Ricochet, MJF, Okada, and Stokely Hathaway are like having an elimination chamber match of their own there. The Commentator of the Year award is the closest it has ever been, ever. And I'll tell you what, I've mentioned this publicly, so I don't mind mentioning it here. I opened the voting after Survivor Series. Charlotte's Gear of the Year just started to take off. Like, people loved her gear. I am so proud of the Fightful Awards. If you are subscribed to Fightful Select, please vote. If you're not subscribed to Fightful Select, please do that. Jimmy's going to raise the price in 2026, so lock in that year long, or I think you can do multi-years even. But Jeff Meacham, man, I've watched his stuff as far back as 20 years ago. Like, I was, first off, I just want to say this. Aaron Rift can suck my ass, but Jeff rules.
Oh.
Jeff rules. Love Jeff. Aaron can suck my ass though. But I watched the no DQ CAW things, which was like a video game promotion, to the point to where there's a move that Angelo Dawkins still does to this day. It's a double underhook, and then you spin them and slam them. The Pillsbury Doughboy did that and called it the dinner roll, and I still call the move the dinner roll.
Oh, I love that.
Jeff rules. Jeff is an OG. Very few people get put over by MJF on screen, and Jeff is among them. He says, hello from Main Street, USA, and sunny but pleasant SoCal. Buddy, I wish I was in SoCal right now.
Yes.
He says, much love and hugs to you both. I'll hug you, Jeff. I'll hug you.
Thank you.
8 Ball says, if WWE had the current schedule when Brock left after Mania 20, do you think he leaves? I love questions like this. Love this. Kate, I think the answer is still yes. I think that he didn't feel challenged. And I think that he still would have tried to go to the NFL. But I think he would have been back in WWE much sooner because he returned in 2005 to pro wrestling. I think he comes back in 2005 if they have the schedule now, as opposed to trying to do New Japan, as opposed to trying to do UFC, or maybe after a couple of years of WWE, he goes, yeah, now I'm going to leave and go do UFC. I think we would have seen him back the next year.
He's such an interesting one because of how dominant he's been at so many different things. Like there's a lot of people that try a lot of different sports and are really great at one of them and then are fine at the others. But he's been dominant in a lot of areas that he's went. That's an awesome question. I don't rightfully know the answer, but I do feel like people with that mindset end up leaving when the territory's hot, as it were. And coming back. I think you're right in that he probably comes back sooner than when he left.
New Lac City says, I meant the real Kate was my Fightful crush. But however, you guys made me look this up, and there is a thing for puppets. The word for a fetish for puppets is algometophilia. Sorry, Kate's puppet. Well, guys, starting in 2026, you will have those racy Kate puppet pics behind the Fightful Select paywall. Hold on, look. Can we see the puppet's feet? Do you got those?
That's what she's got going on.
Listen, so Tony Atlas clarified he doesn't have a feet thing; he's got a shoes thing. So
really,
there you go.
This is her feet, by the way. I don't know if there's a big fetish over non-toes.
But piggies for free.
If you're into ducks and like webbed feet,
yeah,
this is probably for you. Because she's got no toes.
DNC Digital said, loved seeing the genuine reactions to Braun. Paul proud. Logan looked like, oh shit. Reed looked like he's locking in. Left him standing in the ring. To me, very clearly, Braun Breaker is a guy. He's ready to be the guy. They need to show the world that he is the guy. I know that you do your review of Raw after or on the paywall, but I'm sure you buried this.
I wasn't back there, but weirdly, from what I heard from other people, Alex liked things on Raw. Everybody was very disoriented about this. So I think it's the time of the year that got to him. But one thing that we talk about on Tuesdays with call-ups is how hilariously wrong we are. Like we'll be off by like years about like this guy's ready to get called up. And Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes were both those guys. We were off by about a year. But what was great about him sticking around NXT was because they have such a proclivity to test out face and heel characters. He kind of got to do the heel side that we hadn't seen before, and I think it suits him much better. I had a lot of fun with like that tweener Braun run, but getting to see the promo that he gave on Monday, I thought was so good. My only qualm with it is I get so annoyed when people are like, "Yeah, your wife's so popular. What a sick burn." I'm like, I feel like bagging a baddie like that is probably not the insult you think it is. The rest of it, I thought he knocked out of the park. I thought it was a promo he needed to establish himself as somebody who can deliver in situations like that. But Sean, even when I interviewed him at SummerSlam, everybody was asking him about like, when you speared this person, when you speared that person, I asked him, what's the worst move you've had to take? And he had to think about it for a second, and he was like, the GTS because of CM Punk. And I was like, he knows what he's doing. It's taking him a minute to warm up, but he's starting to plant seeds like that. So
he planted a seed about being the leader during your interview too, of which he very clearly knew Seth Rollins was coming back. And
yeah, that was sneaky. I think the whole time in the interview and his press cycle, he was like, don't say Seth's coming back. Don't say Seth's coming back.
Yeah. Matt says, here for my Bengals fan, my OTK listening at work and helping me through a bad day. Well, I hope it gets better, Matt. I definitely do.
Thank you, Matt.
We've got Meet Normus saying Okada, Pac, Max, or Mox, Claudio, Deathmatch, Fletch Knight, Joe Eddie. Tonight's Dynamite will feed nations and bankrupt Blue Chew. Should be a hoot. Well, listen. Listen, Meet Normus, if you're trying to make your meat Normus and you don't want to bankrupt Blue Chew, I can't help you because you're still going to bankrupt Blue Chew because we're giving it away for free. Blue Chew and the code FIGHTFUL has you covered. Get your first shipment free. Just pay that $5 shipping. Blue Chew is that thing that will make your thing also thang. It will make you hump for over an hour straight. We went over the hour-long threshold. They got some great product announcements coming up soon, by the way. I'm just saying. But no awkward in-person doctor's visits, no waiting in line at the pharmacy, none of that. It's definitely less awkward than having your door open while you're doing teacher work and listening to this show called The Hump, of which you expected to have just pure language. But you go and you do the online consult, and if approved, it ships straight to your door. It comes in a chewable and gets into your system whenever you're ready or whenever you're not ready to help you get ready. That main event, award-winning performance with Blue Chew and the code FIGHTFUL. Make sure you go see the website for product details. Blue Chew has been our longest running sponsor. We truly appreciate them. Use that code FIGHTFUL.
They are a fantastic sponsor to us, and they also set up the most fun segues, I think, of any sponsor that we have.
Yes.
So I'll take it.
Sean being as delusional as Buzz was.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
Buzz flew at the end of that movie.
Well, maybe at the end of this podcast, everybody will agree with you that it's a Christmas movie, but I don't think it is.
I would say a Christmas-ish movie.
I mean, if we're throwing ish out there.
You're saying that Just Friends and Die Hard aren't Christmas movies. What? It's got to be a Christmas Carol? It's got to say Christmas in the movie?
No, because I take Bad Santa, and Santa is Christmassy.
Okay,
I feel like if it's something you watch year-round, it's not like a proper Christmas movie. I feel like people watch Die Hard and certainly Toy Story year-round.
I watched Die Hard 1 and 2 around Christmas. I watched Die Hard 3 around the 4th of July because it is a summer movie. Get with the program. Get with the program. What's wrong with you?
So many things, but we don't need to get into
Daddy's Home 2. That's a Christmas movie.
That's just a bad movie.
That's not a bad movie. It's fine.
It's been a minute since I've seen it. Maybe that's an unfair characterization.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it feels like it would be.
Jan Voker Show says, do you think Becky Lynch's Trump-like rants on social media on boycotting Raw can lead to an angle? I think it has. I think it already has. I think it is. I think that's what she's doing. She finds a way to get over all the time, Kate. Like, she always does something, I can't even say different, because she's just making fun of Trump, and it works really, really well for her character. But it already has. Like, she's integrated that into her promos for quite a long time, Kate.
Yeah, I mean, with Becky as a heel, I think both times she's gone heel, it's taken a minute to settle in, but then when she does settle in, she's like off to the races. I think there are some people that are more naturally inclined to be one way or the other, but I look at her and people like Bailey as the lady equivalent to like a Kevin Owens, where I'm like, man, there's just nothing that gets thrown your way that you can't knock out of the park. Heel, face, comedic, serious. There's some people that are just able to deliver. And she also walked back into a situation that was kind of tricky with the IC title not really having any importance to it and immediately made it important. So I give her a lot of credit for that. And I think she just continues to be one of the most valuable women's wrestlers in the world. And it's not just me saying it, Sean. I don't know if you've heard.
Josh D from CT says, these MFs spitting. Not my favorite week of wrestling. Very excited for Mox Claudio and hope the story coming out of it. This can be a rough time of the year. So please reach out to those for help and dial 988 crisis hotline. Not to use this to plug the Fightful Awards, but one of me and Kate's favorite things is when people buy sponsorship slots and then use them for good causes. You don't have to have anything to promote. You can promote something like this. You can also donate them as well. But yes, please, it can be a rough time of year. So reach out to not just people that you care about and are important to you, but people that just might need it.
Yeah, I think to the point of your chat too, we haven't really talked about Dynamite, but an Eddie Samoa Joe program is so specifically tiered to me. I'm so excited for that. And yes, please do reach out to people. This is a really difficult time of year for a lot of people. And especially like if you know anybody that's in recovery, Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, Christmas, like those are all big drinking holidays too. So always err on the side of kindness. And yes, I agree. It's one of my favorite things when people use Fightful Awards sponsorship to spotlight good causes. Or Sean, we had our first Christmas gift that won this year.
Really? That's very cool.
Somebody bought a spot to promote their brother's podcast, which I thought that was just the coolest thing in the world.
That is cool. I love that. I mean, listen, pretty affordable, all things considered. $100, you get an ad read on our very highly viewed, downloaded show. You can clip that ad read, use it wherever you want. I don't care.
I'm even doing that legwork for you this year. I'm going to clip everybody's stuff. So,
wow, look at that.
I'm kicking it up for y'all.
Link in the description on the YouTube, the podcast, and the post, and also in the replies as well. The Fightful Awards are a very, very busy undertaking, and quite frankly, are a great cost to us. But we want to show the talent that we talk about, and sometimes even criticize that their sacrifices are very important to us. Tim Traver of the Diecast Collective says, Sean, I will personally text you on Messenger about a podcast I'm doing in 2026 on the starting date. Buddy, you let me know when that is, and we will plug it for you. You have donated so much that you will not have to in order to plug that, Tim Traver. And Mike, sorry, listen, I know that you had a loss in your family 5 years ago. You mentioned your mother before Christmas. We're sending you love as well.
Yes, always.
Kate, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at Miss Kate Fabe on social media, but you can find me all over the stinking channel. You can catch me on Tuesdays doing Sourgrass with Alex Blowski, Fridays doing the SmackDown post show, and as on Fightful Select as well, doing PLE and pay-per-view post shows. And I'll be returning back to Mondays sooner than later, and Wednesdays talking all things All Elite at the Mark Order podcast, also starting back up in a couple weeks. So I yap about wrestling a lot.
I am on Facebook debunking news all the time. I know that I promote FightfulSelect.com a lot, but I would really appreciate if you guys would subscribe. Again, lock in those prices for a year or longer before they go up, because we are 2026. Here's what Fightful Select will look like. Every week, I do a Q&A show. Obviously, I've got connections all over the place. I'm going to do a monthly show called SRS 10 out of 10, where I rewatch with the video on screen matches I've rated out of 10 and give you stories behind those. I'm doing an exclusive predictions, previews, and betting tip show on Fightful Select. Also, every other week, Ask Grapsity. Every single week, Wrestle Votes Live. They have heavy WWE sources. They are live for our only weekly live Q&A show on Select Mondays at 3. Then they are breaking a bunch of news on Wrestle Votes Radio every Thursday. Also, Jeremy Lambert has agreed to do a monthly show as well, of which I don't even know what about, but I'm giving him free reign. I'm excited for it.
Me too.
You get access to the Discord, exclusive access. It is a wonderful community and a very smart, media literate community. In addition, you get exclusive news every single day. I am not taking a shot at anybody else, anybody that does anything else.
I am.
There are no other wrestling websites that have had a piece of exclusive news every day for a month straight before. We've had it for like 5 years. Every single day there's something. Then every single day there's a Q&A post. And you might say, Sean, why so many Q&As? Because I can get all the news that I want and write all the stories that I want, but it is very, very important for me to very specifically, if people are paying us, to find out what you guys want to know about. And that is very important to me. That is in addition to the like almost 10 Sour Graps episodes per month. It's a good time.
It's a great time. And I would also, the Discord, I think I'm not even in there as much, but because Sean's a masochist, there's an Ask SRS channel. So you guys can just bug him literally all the time what you want to learn about. So, but yes, we provide a great deal of value behind that old paywall.
It has always been the most affordable, exclusive wrestling news service that provides you daily content ever. It will remain the most affordable, outside of free. But listen, there ain't any of those aggregators I haven't had to correct yet. So please support original work and original coverage. Until next time, my friends.